On the socio-sexual pyramid, male types frequently share characteristics, however, some stand out more than others. I'm going to concentrate more on Sigma male traits that make them more successful and likable in their personal and professional lives, compared to Alpha male traits, when describing the distinctions between Sigma and Alpha guys. Contrary to the extroverted Alpha, the Sigma male is an introvert who prefers to spend his time alone. Even though he attracts attention due to his mysterious demeanor, he doesn't worry about standing out in a crowd. His reserved personality is consistent with his reserved behavior. It's not always the case that this indicates timidity or a lack of social skills. Instead of seeking stimulation through social interaction, the inclination is more motivated by a natural need to mix with his ideas and feelings. Unlike Alpha men, Sigma guys don't follow the herd and look for attention from others to feel important or valued. They welcome a team and value advice or assistance from others, although they are comfortable working alone. You can recognize dominant males from a mile away when it comes to them. They are very outspoken, bold, gregarious, and outgoing. Being socially active gives them energy and makes it possible for them to be heard and noticed. Although not as domineering as Alpha males, he is nevertheless assertive. Alpha males are praised for their strength, dominance, and outstanding leadership abilities. They rose to the top of the hierarchy thanks to such qualities. The main reason why Sigmas aren't viewed as dominant despite sharing many of the same traits is that they are reserved and silent. They are referred to as silent leaders because they can take command and accomplish goals in the same manner without having to be obnoxious or bossy. Male dominance is generally regarded as positive, but when it becomes demanding or oppressive, it can alienate others. Not everyone likes to be in charge. Due in part to a lack of awareness of how their actions influence others, Alpha males can struggle to control their power over their romantic partners. Too much dominance and control can lead to conflicts in relationships or a lack of motivation in those they are in charge of. He exudes confidence like an Alpha man but isn't arrogant. You might agree that having self-confidence can be attractive and that both Alphas and Sigmas have it. Because of this, women are instantly drawn to both types of males, but they gradually understand that the subtle difference between the two in this regard is the cockiness demonstrated by the Alpha. Sigmas, in contrast to Alphas, don't feel the need to preach their virtues to demonstrate their attractiveness, intelligence, prosperity, capability, or righteousness. They are conscious of how their personality comes through and how they let others get to know them over time. Not being excessively proud of themselves tends to give them an edge over Alpha males in the self-confidence department. Unlike his Alpha counterpart, he doesn't follow societal norms. The fact that the Sigma man is self-aware and knows how to get what he wants is one of his most alluring qualities. This also applies to Alpha guys, but they usually succeed by imposing their authority and masculinity on others. The Sigma man thinks he doesn't need to rule others because he is confident in his ability to succeed despite any obstacles he may face. He is not programmed to adhere to rules established by others. Societal regulations are a sort of constraint, and he dislikes following the rules or feeling constrained. He needs a great deal of freedom to move and behave as he pleases. Having that freedom inspires him to realize his full potential and live his life according to his terms. The Alpha man, on the other hand, is a conformist. He is aware of his place at the top of the hierarchy and feels under pressure to maintain it by acting in a way that is expected by others. In contrast to the Alpha male, who needs social stimulation, he thrives in solitude. The dominant guy could feel uneasy alone in the solitude of his thoughts, I imagine. It makes it reasonable that they would be wired for sound and sensory stimulation. They acquire this through interacting with others and occupying as much of the spotlight as they can. The Sigma guy, not so. He often yearns for seclusion and dislikes the spotlight. He can gather his thoughts and plan his future steps while he is alone himself. Do not be misled, he is not moping around feeling sorry for himself. The man is content to be by himself and enjoys his own company. A noisy, gregarious person is almost certainly an Alpha male. He is a practical, get things done kind of guy who doesn't need to do a lot of thinking before making a decision, unlike Sigma males. Sigma males are much more endearing than Alpha males because they can press and ease, as opposed to being rigid like the Alpha male. As a result, workers frequently choose them over an Alpha boss who could be confrontational and overbearing. Sigma guys are better at adapting to change and understanding how to persuade others to do things without yelling, intimidating, or manipulating them. This is due to their emotional intelligence. They offer you your privacy and trust you to handle the matter well without hovering over you or controlling everything. Because of their decisiveness and aggressive demeanor, Alpha males are seen as effective leaders. Even though they don't mean to come out that way, being their partner or employee can start to seem a little oppressive. While the alpha is more combative, he is assertive. As a result of their self-assurance, Sigma males have no issue asserting their desires in a positive and socially acceptable manner. Despite how laid back they are, they won't be afraid to let you know when you cross a line when it comes to personal space. Keep in mind that they are quite possessive of their personal territory and thrive there. Although they work to maintain peace, they are unlikely to act forcefully or aggressively toward you. Because they are bolder, more competitive, and more relentless than confrontational and demanding, alpha males may unwittingly aggravate situations. To be fair, being aggressive can be advantageous, for instance, during commercial contract negotiations. However, the practice can cause strife and alienation in interpersonal relationships. He is not an alpha male who tries to control the discourse. He wants to hear himself, and it was one of the things I didn't enjoy about my alpha male ex. He wasn't actively listening to me, so he couldn't really hear me, which made it impossible for him to understand and satisfy my demands. He is focused on having his chance to speak, usually bragging about himself and how much he knows, just like other alphas. Additionally, narcissistic and competitive people who dominate the discourse to keep control exhibit this haughty style. The Sigma man, in the opinion of experts, finest exemplifies the skill of listening. He will listen to you, provide feedback, and demonstrate his understanding of your feelings by acting in an empathic manner. He makes you feel cherished and important. While the alpha male suffers from emotional intelligence, he has a high level of self-awareness. Men who are emotionally intelligent and self-aware generally make better partners, friends, and co-workers. The Sigma male demonstrates self-awareness through his capacity to pay close attention and provide security and emotional support. He is also capable of comprehending, processing, and controlling his own feelings, emotions, and conduct. The go-getter and domineering nature of alpha males prevent them from reflecting on their actions or taking other people's feelings into account. They frequently repeat the same error in their personal and professional lives because they don't do the necessary deep inner work. While the alpha guy enjoys the excitement of the hunt, his mystery draws women. Both the alpha and sigma males are charismatic and endearing, but the sigmas are better at seducing women subtly. Their enigma contains the secret. Consider them as attractive men that naturally attract women's attention with their mysterious demeanor. You nearly always know what you're going to get with dominant males. He is gregarious and chatty, and he may even solicit compliments from others in an effort to boost his self-confidence. Since they actively pursue women and are an open book, there isn't much more intrigue. While Sigma males are admired for being charming and attuned to the feelings in one of others, they can be challenging to pin down. He avoids commitment but not as much as alpha males. Unless they have given it a lot of thought and are certain you are the one, they will not commit. In contrast to dating an alpha male, you may have to wait around for a longer period of time than typical. This person is very confident, assertive, and secure, and he pursues his goals. You won't have to make any educated guesses as to what will happen because he values expression. Final thoughts on the differences between Sigma male and alpha male. At the summit of the hierarchy of masculinity are alpha males. They are believed to have simpler access to resources like money, power, and partners. However, they accomplish these through dominance, intimidation, and physical might. Sigma guys can accomplish the same goal more easily and without taking that method. Due to their likable traits and low-key confidence, many women would prefer Sigmas to alpha male mates. If you desire to dominate other men, Sigma males could seem to be a superior choice, and women. Being an alpha man, though, is also perfectly acceptable. It doesn't imply that a person lacks anything if they excel in one area more than another, they simply have different strengths than other people. Additionally, no one individual is entirely Sigma or entirely alpha.